Hi mates, welcome to Rauta's triple black metal review. Why triple is this band in question, coming from United States of America, decided to not only send me the new album, which was originally planned as such, but as a bonus, they decided to include the two previous ones. And as I'm trying to be a nice guy, I decided why not review them all instead of just the newest one coming on 1st of November 2021. So, all in all, 3 different albums. And I'm gonna go these in chronological order, so I hope it makes more sense. Now, this band called Vredensdal doesn't really sound like a American name. Sounds more like a Nordic black metal name. Has 3 albums out, started in around 2018, and 2019, 2020, and 2021 have put out an album each year, that is. And it seems this kind of started as a self-financed project, given that the first CDs here are very, very unknown labels. I'm not sure if they're technically speaking self-financed because they're CDRs, even if with pro covers and all. But be it as it may, it's an interesting band coming from the States. And as you know, United States being a big country also means it's a lot versatile whole genre or subgenres. That is lots of different styles. You can really talk them in a way that you would say about like Swedish death metal or Norwegian black metal. Anyway, enough intro rant. Let's start going in chronological order. These albums here. This is the first one, Fealty of Diabolism, or Fealty. I don't know. I'm not sure about the pronunciation, to be honest, being a non-English person. Now, this one is the debut album, running almost 60 minutes, and it's kind of a combination of melodic black metal riffs, aggression, even some thrash metal parts, and then also going a bit off-road. What you might notice during these review parts, especially when I'm showing you the albums, is this troll mask one of the guys wearing, and there's certain kind of a Arcanum feeling with it. And by the way, here it says Wisconsin black metal. I'll get back to that in a bit. But yeah, there's a different kind of Arcanum vibe with that. This is the second album, the Tyrant Shade. Different label, but still CDR, even though this is a nice looking digipack, 3-fold and all, a lyric sheet being a separate entity right here. And here it is. Comes with a lyric sheet, so people who want to know more about the band can always check it out. It looks like that. I'm not going to get into details, or otherwise this video would be some 30 minutes and nobody would watch it. Not that too many will watch unknown bands. That's kind of a given with people out there. And the third one, the latest one, is called Silence is Eternal. And this came to me as a vinyl with 2 sides. Desire being side A, and To Kill side B. And there's once again this trolleys, or kind of a goblin-like being. I think there was Goblin Reaper mentioned. And this is how the LP looks like. New Wave of USBM. So earlier on, Wisconsin black metal, and now suddenly New Wave of USBM. Obviously, it's a kind of a nod towards British New Wave of heavy metal, or New Wave of British heavy metal. But yeah, there is something which I guess kind of constitutes that idea of being a New Wave of American black metal, because, well, why? This is not exactly old school as Von or Judas Iscariot or Black Funeral and the like, but like I said, United States of America is a vast, big country, and that means lots of different styles all over the place. So Vredensdal started in 2018, Wisconsin, the big state, and 3 full albums and also some singles, EP, demo, etc. And Fealty of Diabolism is the first one, which runs almost 60 minutes. To be honest, in my opinion, way too much material for a debut album, given that the style is not very consistent in quality and all that stuff. Now, most of this is kind of a thrash-driven melodic black metal, or maybe melodic-driven black metal with some thrash elements. And it has a nice ideas here and there, but also a lot of filler stuff, and then material which feels like, yeah, it's a little bit off. mostly it's quite okay. Definitely an interesting release, but kind of suffering with a very, very mediocre production. Vocals, kind of screamy ones, high-pitched, they're rather okay. In terms of songwriting, this is something that kind of has hits and misses. Some of the ideas really nice, some of them are more like I said, kind of filler material, but definitely not bad. Something interesting, and you would expect the next one be a kind of a step up from that. Yes, unfortunately, that's kind of different. Now, the version I got has a couple of bonus tracks which are not listed here, not even other versions tab, which means it's 11 tracks and some 68 minutes total. And man, that it's kind of a drag. Now the thing here is, basically this is operating very much on the same area or genre, or sub-genre than the first one. But the trick is here, there's a track that's kind of like doom metal track. Then there are parts which kind of remind me later day Enslaved, kind of like progressive Viking metal if you will. And then there are parts which don't seem anything to do with kind of a traditional black metal or even extreme metal in the broader sense. That is, there are parts where they like have clean vocals or some kind of a experimental or just weird parts, which kind of like, why? For example, the first track, Gatekeeper, Iconoclasm. You know, for the first few minutes, it's like, yeah, this is pretty good. Energetic black metal song with a little bit of the trashiness right there and melodic riffs and all that stuff. And towards the end, it's kind of like what the guys are doing. It's like you suddenly decided to add too lengthy an outro to a song. And like, why? Then this Aeons Ablaze, kind of a doomy track. Why? It doesn't really belong here. Woeful Malignance, then again, is a little bit off also, you know, kind of there's clean vocals and all that stuff. And then the track 11, which is not even listed here, Shattering Steel, has those enslaved kind of thing. So it's more like you have too much extra material which should have been just edited away. Like rather than 68 minutes, more like 34 minutes of quality than 68 minutes of like in a compilation of whatever. Now, once again, not bad album, but compilation of good ideas and not so much good ideas. And I would say the second one is the weakest of this trio. Which brings me to the good news. Silence is Eternal. Not only the latest album, but also clearly the best album by the band. Now the thing here is, this only runs for some 7 tracks. I don't know the exact whole length of the album because it was on vinyl. But yeah, it's more compact and it's more like cut off all these extra materials that don't really belong here. It's also kind of getting rid of those trashy parts. Well, most of them anyway. And it's more focusing in this rather late Dark Thronian Norwegian kind of black metal. Not exactly the early 90s, but early 2000s or 2005 or so. But it's not like a copycat band. It's not like a carbon copy of Dark Throne and all that stuff. Now it's more focused, the songwriting is better, and the production is kind of quite raw, even though it's melodic. That means the guitars are quite thin, and at first I was like, man, this could be a lot better. But then again, I also noticed that it gives more room for bass guitar. So it's actually pretty cute dual. You know, bass guitar having this kind of a boom sound, whereas guitars are more like, you know, the kind of a thin razor-like sound. And also those high-pitched screams fit very well the music. So all in all, this is very much more professional than the second album. It's more focused, more just getting rid of all those extra material which doesn't really belong to this kind of stuff. So Vredensdal is definitely progressing, and in my opinion, definitely a better direction. Now, if I had to pick only one album of these, well, you get the idea. Silence is Eternal is the best. But it's not wrong to start with the first album because it gives you kind of a chronological idea how the band has changed and progressed and taken those steps sideways like the second album. So all in all, rather interesting band, and I think this is definitely going even better with future albums to come. Now, if only the band can keep their scope onto material here, they are definitely could do a really good album. The next one, that is. This is already pretty good and definitely better than the 2 first ones. So there, now you have it said. 3 different albums out. Go check out the band from the links provided in the description box. And if you like the band, I definitely recommend you getting a physical format. But the choice is yours. I hope you enjoy some Vredensdal, United States of America, New Wave. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.